I think it's safe to say your girl is gonna start making money soon.
Rich.
The tables have turned, so what are you gonna do for me now that I'm making money?
Akaash Singh's wife is the gift that just keeps on giving. By that I mean she keeps giving us more and more ammunition to make content about her and Akaash. But her generosity doesn't extend to her husband, from whom she keeps on taking and is actively trying to speedrun him into bankruptcy. So today we are going to be reacting to this video by Jamari over the latest story about the Simp King himself. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it.
So the Akaash Singh situation really just seems never ending at this point. Last time we talked about how he had officially departed from the Flagrant podcast, as he had already not sat on that couch with his so-called friends for months. And once again, he did not show up as the message was broadcast to their audience that he was out.
As I'm sure you guys are aware, our boy Akaash, he really went through it earlier this year. He is going to be stepping away from the pod. It is bittersweet.
After all, Flagrant was the show that took him from being a low-rate comedian on the latter half of his better days.
I'm not saying don't.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing he could have ever done. He literally spent 12 years of his life trying to build this podcast with Andrew. And just because of his wife, he had to quit everything. Just left 12 years worth of hard work in the dust.
Do it. I'm just saying, go to the spank bank as often as you can.
To completely reigniting his career. So a lot of the fans out there really felt that he at the very least owed them some sort of sign-off message.
Nah, but Akaash wants the dude.
The dude.
Yeah. You think he can handle all 10 inches of Nav? You think you can take Nav down?
And now recently
Yeah, you can see it in his face that he did not like this joke. It could either be because he does not like gay jokes being made about him, or that he feels the humiliation and the insecurity of the fact that his wife was talking about another man's 10-incher, and how she actively wanted to have an orgy with him and his fiancée, who so happened to be her so-called best friend that she had only known for 3 months.
of things have happened to really confirm the idea that the once best friends are no longer on good terms. I also have other updates for you on his wife Jasleen continuing to embarrass herself online, a really horrible TV appearance from Gandhi himself,
What happened with your wife? Someone called her a gold digger or something?
as well as the biggest glazer on planet Earth refusing to come up for air
this
off
guy.
that ling.
No, it was so funny. I went back to my high school and somebody was like, yo, I heard your voice with Akaash. I was like,
Now coming off his sold out tour, I really do feel like Akaash was feeling himself. And I really cannot even blame the guy, because coming right out of the inferno, facing the wrath of the internets, he would immediately accomplish his ultimate dream of selling out his favorite venue, and this was clearly a defining career moment for Akaash.
What is up, Radio City Music Hall? Thank you guys so much for coming.
As he would almost immediately sign to United Talent Agency after this show, which is one of the top 3 talent agencies in the world. In the announcement post, Akaash would mockingly say, "Gonna miss WME though. I guess some relationships are harder to leave than others." Shrug.
Is he talking about his relationship with Andrew? Or is he talking about his relationship with his wife? I wonder.
Which was obviously a not-so-sly, metaphorical middle finger to both Andrew and the Flagrant audience. And if you need more evidence of this, Neon's
Yeah, could be. I guess the relationship you spent 12 years building with someone and having to leave all of that for something that's more newer. I'm not sure exactly how long he's been married to his wife. Maybe it's been like 5-6 years or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, ruining a long-term relationship like that over a more comparatively new relationship, it's not the wisest thing to do, and probably not the easiest either. And I guess that can also be an indicator that this might not be his doing. Maybe it was not his decision to finish his relationship with Andrew. Maybe it was Jasleen who was forcing him to do so. That's why it was hard for him.
Other would also simultaneously unfollow Andrew, while continuing to follow the other host, Alex, Mark, and the Flagrant page itself, which really tells me that his issue was directly with Andrew. And it should also be...
Yeah, she won. She definitely won. I'm quite certain that it was Jasleen who made Akaash unfollow all his friends. Whoever made jokes or criticized her in any way, she probably thinks that making Akaash follow these feminine beefing tactics, that'll be a big "we showed him" to Andrew. But she is just taking an axe to her own and Akaash's feet.
Noted here that Akaash would also take the time to unfollow Charlemagne and DJ Academics as well, who were both his friends in the industry for years.
Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a motherfucking podcast, bro.
Yes.
It seems as though anyone who spoke about this insanely hot topic in any negative way in regards to Jasleen got the boot.
And I realized he actually doesn't follow Andrew anymore. But even worse, forget Andrew. Nigga, he ain't follow me no more. I'm telling you now, Akaash, I love you. I'm not gonna unfollow you. And anything people ever said about you is because they love you. I know it might not seem that way, but we love you.
Because realistically, Jasleen was...
This kind of shows that these people actually do care about him. Even though he's playing these weird games of following and unfollowing people, they still want to give him a chance to come back and basically maintain their friendship.
Poisoning the very well that she was drinking from. Because when it came to the algorithm, the comment section, and the overall fan base of Flagrants, it had literally all become about the Akaash drama. And as someone who understands the back end of the way this all works, I can completely see why Andrew would say fuck that.
Cause you don't need a microphone in your face cause you gonna fuck around and ruin us. Alright? Not just you.
And that's all not to even mention that Andrew was his boy for over a decade.
Well, the thing about Jasleen is that she is a useless woman. She openly admitted that she doesn't cook or clean, doesn't have a job, doesn't do anything around the house. They don't even have kids. So one of the things about being a useless human is that life gets really boring. Living a shallow, materialistic lifestyle can only get you temporary fulfillment. But when the novelty of the new handbag wears off, after the first few minutes, you have nothing fulfilling to go to from there. So out of that sheer boredom, she goes on to either buying more material things or goes on about sabotaging her husband's reputation and career just to be able to feel something.
That's my brother, and we met in 2008. I remember I just moved to New York, and then I got asked to do this show. It was like a hood show. It was out in Brooklyn, Urban Room, they would call it. But the show didn't end up happening, got canceled, and then he drove me home together, and he drove me home in his mom's minivan. But then we started talking on the way home. He had all the same taste in comedy, and I didn't see him perform for months, and then I saw him months later at another hood show in Harlem, and he just destroyed the room. And I wasn't nearly as I was bombing all the time at that point, but I knew I wanted to.
Yeah, it goes back to my point that I made in my last video, that I personally don't find Akaash to be funny. I think Andrew is the funny one, and I guess Akaash is that side character, or the person who's like that nerdy dude who's the butt of the jokes, or who just does his fake loud laughs at every joke that's being said on the podcast. And from what he's describing, Andrew seems like a pretty good guy, that he actually, when they were both in the struggling phase, he was still being kind towards him. And look how he repaid him for his kindness.
Go in that direction. And then watching him just have this like unbelievable determination and loyalty. He's so loyal. I don't know a lot of people who get that successful and then they try to become better people while they're doing it. And I feel like he's done that. And that's a really cool thing.
Like I'm saying, as Andrew blew up, it's not like
he has nothing but good things to say about him. And from the things he's saying, it seems like Andrew is a pretty stand-up guy.
ladder up behind him. Like if anything, he showed Akaash the blueprint to climb up that shit. And someone who would really weigh heavily in on this beef was the clown who interviewed Jasleen a couple of months back. Some of you may remember that he was simultaneously spitting at me through the screen, while also swinging on Akaash's nuts. It was truly a feat that you could only get from your local lot lizard at the Dollar General down the street. I'm talking about generational dick riding here, my people.
I did a deep dive on the Jasleen situation. Progress. Me and Justine, that's when we start chopping it up. She's obviously appreciative of our platform for just, being objective about her. I do the Justine pod. That shit go nuts, bro.
I've seen the numbers.
Now, the ironic part is that this guy was completely biased.
I be sitting around thinking, like, yo, if I was Justine, I would be doing it worse. Like, I would go on TikTok every day, just grab a rack and just count it in front of me, like, oh, y'all mad? Y'all mad? Yo.
Jasleen is someone who he literally met one time, who he is clearly in favor of simply because of reasons like them being the same race. And of course, he wanted that sweet clout.
I got so much respect for her and Akaash because even my small taste of that, it's intense. Yo, y'all talking to me about people that I've met. I've had real conversations off of a camera.
Yeah.
Akaash sold out Radio City.
Yeah.
People on the internet are joking around as if he's lost something through all of this.
Yeah, his reputation and dignity.
His entire brand is built around his Indian roots. I mean, you can see it directly on display with the corny brown creative hat that he is sporting. And y'all know I'm brown, right? I mean, look at my skin. But if you ever see me rolling around with one of these brown creative hats on, just finish me right there for the sheer amount of cringe that I brought into this world.
And
exactly. And I'm brown too. And I definitely find this kind of people who make their whole personality about being a specific race as the most cringiest thing ever.
Andrew and Flagrant made a statement saying that Akaash is no longer a part of Flagrant podcast. And I had a problem with their statement.
As I'm sure you guys are aware, our boy Akaash, he really went through it earlier this year.
I'm sure that they're friends but I just don't like adding the context of he's been through a lot. Because I feel like you could have made that statement and just said, yo, he leaving the pod, he's focusing on stand-up, and that's it. That additional piece of context, like how would you read that?
I mean, the truth
Okay, buddy, take it out of your mouth. That's enough.
is that Akaash could not handle the audience that he helped build, turning on him this way. I mean, I'm not even saying that I blame Akaash for not wanting to be the butt of the joke on a ship that he helped build. But if he wanted to control the narrative, well, he should have shown face on the podcast. Or even released a simple written or video statement onto his social media about his departure. And when he decided to do neither, I feel like he really relinquished his opportunity to control the narrative. And this guy, on the other hand, is still hanging around his high school, somehow meat-writing the situation.
This is the funniest thing because, like, I've met Akaash once, like, I love Justine after meeting her, right? My neighbor goes, yeah, I heard your boy sold out Radio City. And then me and my girl were dying laughing. We're all like...
Man, this guy has the same personality as of those people in high school who used to get bullied a lot. So they tried desperately to hang off the nuts of the cool kids in hopes that they could be considered a part of them by proxy.
No, it was so funny. I went back to my high school and somebody was like, yo, I heard your voice with the cops. I was like,
oh my God, bro, is dick riding all you do?
If this is how...
He's literally spinning on it.
A down year?
Yeah.
That's not how that feels. Like, how that felt is that, yo, this was like the rough chapter in your hero journey. This is like LeBron losing a bunch of times and then finally getting that, yo, I got the ring.
Comparing Akaash to LeBron James simply because his wife would not shut up about her college memories with frat boys, wanting to bang her best friend's husband, Akaash 2.0, and her materialism addiction, is objectively hilarious. And speaking of that, her posting has continued, as she has somehow grown an even bigger head, due to the fact that she has recently signed with a talent agency herself.
Well. So to all the people that didn't believe in me and didn't think I could provide anything, I just had my third call with an agency today. I think it's safe to say your girl is gonna start making money soon.
Rich.
The tables have turned, so what are you gonna do for me now that I'm making money?
I mean, I just have to say,
Oh man. That is crazy. When she wasn't making any money, he still had to do everything and more for her. Now that she is going to be making money, instead of saying, now I'm going to do something for you besides giving you an occasional handy, she asks him, what are you going to do for me now? This is the example of a person who only knows how to take and never give. And Akaash is all laughing and joking about it without realizing that she is, in my opinion, planning her exit strategy. We for sure know that she is not attracted to Akaash physically or emotionally. Just pretty much to his wallet. And even for a gold digger, being with a person that a woman is not attracted to or respects is like hell for them. So she's trying to gain that financial independence by using her husband's fame. Because let's face it, no talent agency would be interested in someone as basic as her without any other influence. So, in my opinion, once she gets the independence from the only thing she is with Akaash for, she is gonna leave. She'll take half of whatever of his wealth will be left at that time and go live her life with some white frat boys that she reminisces about so much.
hey guys, this has to be one of the most deluded people I've ever seen. And that boy Neon Senior is right there with her.
I'm gonna be out here popping this butthole for the black friends.
You know, like, people always ask me, like, how are you so unaffected by, like, all these think pieces about you? Because it all sounds so fucking dumb to me. What my real issue is like, why do these people, when they talk about me...
If you're so unaffected by it, why do you keep talking about it?
They get, like, 10x their normal views. But when I talk, and I'm talking, I don't.
I mean, her entire...
That's because nobody cares about what you have to say. Nobody's actually interested in you. You have literally nothing to offer or say that anybody's interested in listening to. The only reason people watch you is so that they can have more ammunition to make fun of Akaash more. And you as well.
Engagement online is based on people hate watching. And not only from the flagrant side, but also from her very own community, where other Indian girls have consistently called her out for talking shit constantly about their culture.
Yeah, should I do a think piece about ruining my husband's career after he sold out Radio City and, like, has never sold out more shows?
Yes, guys, she really thinks that all of the hate that she cast upon Akaash is the sole reason that he sold out Radio City Music Hall. You know, completely diminishing any of his hard work. She would also open...
Yeah, I think that's probably part of the reason as well why he did so well, is because Akaash is a hot topic at the moment. So he's very much in the public eye right now. But once all this stuff kind of dies down, I don't think there will be people anxiously waiting for when the next Akaash Singh's comedy special is going to be. The Flagrant podcast was one of the ways he kept his exposure to other people up. But now since he's not even part of that, I'm not sure how he's going to keep up his face in the public eye.
Brag about the fact that Andrew and Akaash are no longer friends on her Instagram story, while also claiming that she was digitally essayed the last couple of months, meaning
yeah, I remember that.
Through the computer by the comments, like you cannot make this shit up. And recently her ego is even more out of control after signing the talent agency deal, and she apparently now even has a personal assistant on Akaash's payroll.
You guys, my assistant Kiana.
Why does a person who's already useless and doesn't do anything need a personal assistant?
To secure mangoes shipped from India.
And in general, she has just continued to be beyond obnoxious.
Where are my financially anxious girlies that also love to shop? Rise up. I'm here with you. Sometimes what I like to do to give myself like a little treat in between like big high-end...
Financially anxious? Did she just say, where are all my financially anxious girlies? She just mentioned that her assistant just got her Indian mangoes. Do you know how expensive those mangoes from the subcontinent are? I have gotten Pakistani mangoes here in Canada, which are the best mangoes in the world, by the way. I'm guessing Indian mangoes are the same, but those things were like $35 for 4 or 6 of them. So, if you can afford those, you definitely don't have any reason to be financially anxious, you know?
Shopping, I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just buy a perfume. Yes, I know it's like consumerism and whatever. It's fine. I like it. Fashion is a hobby.
So her answer to financial anxiety is spend more money. Brilliant logic right there.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
In all seriousness, though, Akaash did recently show face to do some promotion for his tour, and people in the comments were saying
Damn,
that
he's
this is
looking
not the
chunky.
healthiest this guy has ever looked, and even here he could not help but bring up her shopping addiction.
So what are you looking forward to doing while you're here?
Of course, that's all she can do.
I love just walking the strip. My wife likes shopping, so she really likes Honolulu and just all the shopping. And I will try to avoid spending money by distracting her with Waikiki Beach.
I mean, in this interview, I almost think the guy looked downright drunk or hungover. And my favorite part of the interview is when the news anchor...
Yeah, he's self-admitted that he stress eats a lot. And this weight gain also seems like the work of alcohol as well. My guess is he's probably having a hard time managing his finances with his wife's spending habits or whatever else she's making him go through at home. Because no matter how much money you make, just like you cannot outrun a bad diet, you cannot out-earn bad spending habits.
ironically says,
Or no, at the beginning of every show, I try to say, hey, if something I say like offended you or you feel like I went too far, or if you just don't want to be talked to, just give me this motion and I'll move on. Because I'm 5'7" and I know this. I can't fight. So like, I don't need to be just mean to be mean. So like, I don't want to just like...
You don't want a Will Smith coming out.
I'm a prime candidate to get slapped. I'm a very slappable guy.
It's funny because Akaash has quite literally become the new Will Smith after being publicly embarrassed by his wife time and time again. And I did want to show you guys this other clip from another recent interview that Akaash did, where he was asked directly about the idea of Jasleen being a gold digger.
What happened with your wife? Someone called her a gold digger or something?
Oh, it was a whole thing online. So
it was a big thing.
Yeah, there's this community of people online who don't really like women, and it's like their whole identity is women are awful. And look, I love...
Man, she has him fully in her clutches at this point. She has manipulated and brainwashed him into thinking that everyone who disagrees with him are women haters. Now, there are lots of women who are criticizing her too. Are the vast majority of the women who are criticizing her also women haters? And a lot of them are brown women too, so are they racist as well?
A little bit of sexism, but like it was just obnoxious. He came on I had a podcast, he came on and I just kind of dressed him down. He's like a 6-foot+ black dude who is getting dressed down on camera by this little scrawny, skinny, fat, never take his shirt off, wear 2 layers, 5'7" Indian. And I think he felt very
Sure, buddy. If that helps you sleep at night, sure.
embarrassed by that moment because it just lived. And every time he would try to come at me, I would just post that and be like, we've done our discussion. And then my wife is like me. She says crazy things. I don't care what she says. They're all jokes.
Yeah, but in the end of the day, he's the one getting the last laugh on you. So let's bring some self-awareness here, okay?
Jokes, I know it, and we don't get offended by jokes. So someone clipped up like all the craziest things she said back to back to back, and then just put it out on the internet, and then it just took on its own.
Oh, please. He says they don't get offended by jokes when just in his last interview, he was talking about how all the trolling and the jokes are getting to him. And we know he doesn't have a thick skin. He's admitted that.
its own narrative.
And overall, it appears to me that Akaash has made the decision, or at least Jasleen has, that he is okay in isolation away from the very people who truly helped him build his career from the dirt when it was looking nearly over. And he will now totally and completely turn into the Indian comedian for the Indian audience. Which, to be fair, is not the dumbest move I've ever seen. I mean, that is a massive but very untapped demographic. So I really see nothing wrong with that being his business strategy. But yes, something about the way this all went down, from the petty Instagram captions, to the wife's Instagram stories, and now her continuing to post all of this self-important downright bullshit, I don't know, it really just makes me cringe on the deepest level. But y'all let me know what you guys think on this update down below. For those of you who do frequently watch the Flagrant podcast, do you think it's been better without Akaash? Have you really felt the lack of his presence? And whose side are you really on between Akaash and Andrew? Or I guess maybe I should say Jasleen versus Andrew. Either way though, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other sad comedians out here need to be covered, so I'm out. Peace!
So yeah, I guess it's only a matter of time till Jasleen decides to leave Akaash. I think she's mainly striving right now to gain financial independence to the point of her being able to maintain the same lifestyle that she has right now. Which she will later find out that it is not really sustainable. No matter how rich you are, if you are not financially responsible when you have less money, you will not be financially responsible when you have more. And it's very different when you are spending your own hard-earned money compared to when you're spending somebody else's money. Right now, she feels like she has, in her mind, the limitless money pit that is Akaash. But no money pit is limitless. So yeah, this was a great video by Jamari. Go check out his channel. I've been following his channel for a long time and his channel is definitely worth watching. So let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. I'll see you next time.